Welcome to EPG Pathshala. Dear friend, this is 7th module of C programming on structures. Generally, constants in C are divided into two different sections like primary constant and secondary constant. The primary constants are used to store or hold single value or single character, whereas secondary constants used for storing multiple values or multiple characters. You know, there are different types of primary constants like integer, float, character, etc. Whereas secondary constants are array, pointer, structures, enumeration, union, etc. Let us take simple example of array. Array is used to hold different data points, whereas structures used to hold multiple data points of different data. Like structure also used to store integer value, character value, float value, etc. In this module, we will see details about structures. Let us take simple example of structure. If you want to store information about different students, you know these informations are required for different schools and colleges. If you use structure for storing information about student like his address, roll number, mobile number, email, etc. So you can use structure effectively for such examples. Friends, in this module, we will see various aspects about structures. These are learning objectives of data structures. In these learning objectives, we will see different concept of structure, declaration of structure, initialization of structure, and assessing structure members. Let us see content of this module. In this we will see introduction of structure, defining of structure, declaration of structure, and initialization of structure. Along with this, we will also see how to access structure members, various programs on this, uses of C structures, and summary. Let us see difference between array and structure. Array is a systematic arrangement of similar data or objects, whereas structure is another user defined data type that allows to combine data items of different kinds. In this conceptual diagram of array and conceptual diagram of structure, you can see there are different objects are drawn and painted in order to understand difference between array and structure. Let us see array. This is conceptual diagram of array which consists of similar kind of data or similar kind of objects. In this conceptual diagram, you can see there are different circles drawn of different area, and these circles are called as array elements. Main circle, that is labeled as array name, whereas internal circles, these are the array elements. In this diagram, various array elements are labeled as A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. It means there are total 8 elements are there in array. Let us see structure. So this is another diagram of structure. As you know that structure is user defined data type that allows to combine data items of different kinds. This conceptual diagram gives idea of structure and their elements. In this conceptual diagram, there are different objects are shown inside main square. This is structure name, and A, B, C, D, E, F, these are the different fields. These fields are used to store different data types, like you can store integer, float, character, etc. using these various fields. Structure elements are also called as fields. So, structure name and field names are required to define any structure. You can see this is another conceptual diagram for structure. In this you can see there are 4 different fields and single structure name. Here one more example on structure. You can see there are 3 different fields and single structure name. Again one more example given for employee and employer. As you know that employee want to store various information like personal information, their workload, duties, salaries, etc. So therefore here structure can be used to store these various fields. So in this example you can see there are 4 different fields and single structure name. Structure name here is employee and different fields are like personal information, workload, duties and salary. This is one more simple example to understand concept of structure. Here structure is written for students. In this structure you can see there are various fields like address, marks, roll number, attendance, class, etc. So therefore these are the different fields under one student name structure. These are different 4 diagrams or 4 conceptual diagrams. In this you have to identify which diagram gives structure and which diagrams gives arrays. You can see these 4 diagrams properly. In this you can see D diagram is array and diagram A, B, C are the structures, because these diagrams includes different types of objects, but diagram D consists of only similar types of objects. Therefore D is array and A, B, C diagrams are structure diagram. Now let us go for introduction to structure. We have studied different aspects about array in last module. As you know that array allows defining type of variables that can hold several data items of same kind. We can say structure is collection of variables of different types under single name for better handling. Similarly, structure is another user defined data type available in C that allows combining data items of different kinds. Each element in C structure is called as member. Sometimes it is also called as field. Basically, structure is used to store complicated data or different types of data. Struct statement is used to define structure. So you can use keyword of struct for structure purpose. It defines new data type with more than one member. The format of structure statement is as follows. You can see syntax of structure. The structure name and then bracket. In bracket you can define various members of structures like data type member 1, data type member 2 and so on. So here you can see there are different members, member 1 to member n. So these are also called as structure fields. Now declaration of structure. The structure can be declared in 3 different types. First type, immediately after structure template. You can see syntax. In this syntax, we are using structure employee. Under this body of structure, we are defining or we are declaring different fields or different members like salary, name, age. These are the different fields. Salary is considered as an integer, name is considered as a character, and age considered as an integer. So this is syntax used for immediately after structure template. Let us see second type of declaration, that is declaration of variable using structure keyword. In this syntax, you can see structure date. Under this date, we are using various fields like date, month and year. There are 3 fields under this. So date is considered as an integer, month is considered as a character, and year is considered as an integer. So in this syntax, you can see after closing bracket, you are using structure date today. So today is a name of variable which is not declared in this syntax. It means that variable can be declared after this structure. Then third, that is declaring multiple structure variable. We can declare multiple variables separated by comma directly after closing curly bracket. Let us see syntax for this. Syntax for this is structure student. Under body of structure, we are using 3 different fields like roll number, name and marks. So roll number is assumed as an integer, name of the student assumed as a character, and marks of the student assumed as a float. So outside of curly bracket, we are using student 1, comma student 2 and student 3. The information of student 1, student 2 and student 3 can be inputted by this format. Let us see how structures are initialized. Structure names or structure variables can be initialized at the compilation time. Let us see some example. Here you can see simple example of structure of student. There are different fields created under this structure. There are different fields like student roll number, student name and student marks. Here structure name is structure student. Under this structure student, there are 3 fields like student roll number, that is considered as an integer, student name considered as a character, and marks considered as an integer. Here we are creating a database for different student. Suppose we want to create a database for student 1. Here you can see structure student 1 equal to some values like 10, name of the student Obed and 70.0. In this example, you can see 10 is a roll number, name of the student is Obed and percentage of marks considered as a 70. If you want to display these informations on the screen of computer, then you need to write like student 1 dot name, student 1 dot roll number, student 1 dot marks. Then various results are displayed like student1 dot name, then Obed will be displayed. Student1 dot roll number, then roll number will be displayed. Student1 dot marks, then 70.0 will be displayed. Assessing structure members or assessing structure elements or fields. Structure members can be assessed or assigned values in number of ways. Structure member has no meaning independently. There are two types of operators used for assessing members of structures. First, member operator, dot operator. Second, structure pointer operator. Let us see first, that is dot operator for assessing structure members. This is simple syntax used for assessment of structure members using dot operator. You can see structure name is book. There are different members like price, name and pages. This is structure of book. Integer is price or name character. Pages are integer. In this, we want to store information of two different books like B1 and B2. So B1 dot price equal to 200. It means price of book 1 is rupees 200. B1 is a variable of book type and price is a member of book. Second, scanf also used to give values to structure members through terminal. As we know that using printf and scanf statement, you are giving input and taking output from the program. That is seen in first and second module of C programming. Scanf also used to give values to the structure members, because here we are using scanf for structures. Let us see example how scanf can be used to give value to the structure member. Scanf %s, b1 dot name. Here %s means you are using string, b1 dot name. So you want to give string for this because you want to enter name of the book. So name is field name and b1 is structure name. Scanf %d, ampersand b1 dot price. So book 1 price. So price is given in terms of integer. In this, b1 is the structure name and price is the field name or member of structure. So in this, you are using scanf for structure members. Let us take simple example on structure. This is the program used to store and access various informations like roll number, name and percentage of the student. In this program, you want to store and assess various information of student first. In this program, you can see structure is the name and student is the field. Under this, we want to enter various members like roll number, name and percentage. In this program, you can see size of character for name considered as a 20. So maximum 20 characters can be entered or stored under this field. So percentage is float. So your main program The main function starts here. This syntax like struct student1 or student record equal to 0. In this you are initializing structure as a null. Let us take second instruction. Take record dot roll number equal to 7. In this you are entering roll number 7 under structure record. You are using printf statement for displaying roll number of that student. Roll number is %d n comma record dot roll number. This instruction will display a roll number of the student. The second, string copy record dot name comma Ubaid. So you are using string function, that is string copy. You know syntax of string copy A comma B, where A is destination and B is a source. In this instruction, source is name, that is Ubaid, and destination is record dot name. So you are storing this Ubaid name in record dot name, and you are also displaying the name of the student on the screen using printf statement. That is printf name is %s comma record dot name. In record dot name, Ubaid name is stored using string copy function. Let us go for next instruction, that is record dot %, and that value is initialized as 77.15. If you want to display this value on the screen of computer, then you are using one more instruction, that is printf percentage is %f comma record dot %. If you execute this instruction, then percentage value will be displayed on the screen, that is percentage is 77.15. Let us go for another program. This is another example of C structure. This program is totally similar as previous program. There is only one difference between this is declaration of structure. You can see in this program there are various fields like roll number, name, %, and structure name is student. After body of structure you will find one keyword, that is a record. There is main function used after this. Main function starts here. Different records are initialized like student roll number 7 with dot operator, and roll number is member of structure. Printf roll number is %d record dot roll number. This will display roll number of the student. String copy record name comma Ubaid, and printf name is record dot name. This will display name of the student. Here name of the student considered as a Ubaid, and that is stored in record dot name. After this there is one more field like %. Record dot %, that is 77.15, and same value is displayed using printf statement. Header file for structure. Structure.h is the name of header file required for structures. In above structure program, C structure is declared in main source file. C structure declaration in separate header file, that is structure.h. Instead of declaring C structure in main source file, we can have this structure declaration in another file called as header file, and we can include these header files in main source of the program. Before compiling and executing the program, we must create a file name, that is structure.h, and declare below the structure. In above structure program, C structure is declared in main source. Instead of declaring C structure in main source file. Uses of C structures. C structures can be used to store huge amount of data, and therefore structures are used in database, or you can say structures acts as a database. One can use C structures for sending data to the printer. Structures can interact with keyboard and mouse to store the data. Structures can be used in drawing and floppy formatting. Structures can be also used to clear output screen content. C structures can also be used to check computer's memory size. Dear friends, let us conclude this module on structure. In this module of structure, we have seen conceptual diagrams for arrays and pointers. This diagram also help you to elaborate concept of arrays and structures. As you know that array holds single type of data. It also holds multiple values of similar data, whereas structure stores multiple data values of different data type. In this module, we have seen how to define structure, how to declare structures, how to initialize structures, and how to assess various fields or various members of structures. In this module, we also seen various samples programs on structures. After this, we have seen uses of structures in C language.